sponsored by the not turned on. Was my voice heard back there? Without
We are now using the mic. If it needs to be turned up, just please let me know. If not, thank you very much.
Okay. As I was saying, we are sponsored by the Citizens for Race Amity. It's off.
Lift up your foot. There you go.
As many of you know, I can't see your beautiful faces, but I can feel your energy today. Yes, what I thought maybe before we started the program that I would just share with you a little something about who we are, the Citizens for Race Amity now. My wife told me, she said, don't tell any jokes because she said this is a very important message you have for them today. So, but maybe I can sneak in a little funny little cute story. All right. Many years ago, my friend had told me that he was coming from the airport, and this is a true story. He's coming from the airport, and he met this young lady who had a little child with her. And he said, he went over to the little child, and this was on a Sunday afternoon, and he went over to the little child, and he said to her, what did you learn in children's classes today? And she said, I learned that God is one, and I am three. Sorry. Yeah. And that's probably what our group is about. It's about the spiritual significance and principle of the oneness of the human family. That there's just one family, one race, the human race. And this is basically what we base most of our teachings together. But we met 2 years ago in my living room, a group of us. And we were just hearing about what was going on in Boston. There was this beautiful, great celebration for Race Amity Day observance in Boston. And because what had happened is that 13 different in the future, 13 different cities in the metropolis of Boston had signed a proclamation to observe Race Amity Day on the second day in June, second Sunday in June. And that was exciting, so much exciting we had in our group that you could feel the energy and the spirit of it all. And the director of the National Center for Race Amity that's located in Boston, he asked us if we would help to spread the word throughout the western part of Massachusetts about this campaign to try to establish a state observance for Race Amity Day. And the governor of this state has already signed a proclamation to observe it for this year. But to make it permanent, we have to get busy and do a little footwork. We have to get the state representatives and state senators to ratify it and make it official for the whole state. And we will be the first state in the United States that will be observing Race Amity Day. So. And so our group was so excited about it that we also took their goal as to be one of our goals. And the other goal, which is a shorter goal, but in order to sustain that energy, that excitement, that motivation that everybody had from the activities that happened in Boston, then the National Center for Race Amity, they produced a manual. Well, it's not just a manual, it was guidelines on how we could establish all across the whole city, neighborhood dialogue groups, and they have already started. They have already done it in Boston and many cities, and they become a model. So we have a model to follow, to be able to establish neighborhood dialogues all through Amherst. And this is one of our short-term goals. And so, if you would like to work with us to help us with this ongoing struggle to bring friendship amongst all the friends, the people in our community and elsewhere. Now, this is, people might say, hey, no big deal, you know, but it's a small step in the right direction to make friends. And on that friendship, make those bonds of friendship, we can build trust. And that is what's needed today, right? Right. And so even though, but it's an important step, even if it's only a small step. So I can feel the hook. They're trying to get me off. That guy that comes with me, he's talking to me too. Arthritis. So, dear friends, what race amity means is simply making friends. And you know, when we think about it, a family is one of the people that we can come to help us when we're in need, when we need their support. And who are the next group of people that we can go to? Friends, baby, friends. And so it's very important that we try to develop really good bonds with each other one by one. Thank you. So now, I'd like to introduce you to your host and my best friend. Ash Hutton.
No hook. There's no hook here, but just a hug. I want everyone to give Ray a happy birthday clap. This young man, he's 50 years old with 39 years of experience. Oh, 40 years. That's right. 40 years of experience as of 3 days ago. And this guy is still standing and going strong. Thank you, Ray. Today, our celebration of Black History Month is a celebration of the vision and the courage of so many people here and in this country and worldwide who have absolutely dedicated themselves to racial justice and to crossing those barriers. And those barriers are very much with us. Even though some would like to deny it, they still exist. So we think there's a lot of work to do. And later in this program, I want to honor other groups that are working on this as well, because I think the awareness is growing that this is something that we can't just say it's just legal. It has to be kind of a shift of culture. So that's our program today, and we're really happy to have Barbara Love, who's going to help facilitate it. Barbara. And music knits souls together. We know that all social movements are driven often by the music, and we're so happy for the Amherst Gospel Choir to be with us today. We're going to open with a prayer, and then a short tribute to Nelson Mandela, and then a short tribute to a surprise hero in our midst. And let's start with the prayer.
divine providence. This assemblage is composed of thy friends, who are attracted to thy beauty, and are set ablaze by the fire of thy love. Turn these souls into heavenly angels. Resuscitate them through the breaths of thy Holy Spirit. Grant them eloquent tongues and resolute hearts. Bestow upon them heavenly power and merciful susceptibilities. Cause them to become the promulgators of the oneness of mankind and the cause of love and concord in the world of humanity, so that the perilous darkness of ignorant prejudice may vanish to the light of the Sun of thy truth. This dreary world may become illumined. This material realm may absorb the rays of the world of spirit. These different colors may merge into one color, and the melody of praise may rise to the kingdom of thy sanctity. Verily thou art the omnipotent and the almighty.
A giant of race amity just passed this last in December, Nelson Mandela, and we'd like to take a few moments of silence for a short passage and some moment of silence to pay tribute to Nelson Mandela.
Tribute to Nelson Mandela, who passed away in December 2013. Nelson Mandela was the last great liberator of the 20th century. Like Gandhi, he would lead a resistance movement, a movement that at its start had little prospect of success. Like Dr. King, he would give potent voice to the claims of the oppressed and the moral necessity of racial justice. His eloquent statement at his public trial speaks to his accusers and onto the world. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I've cherished the ideal of democratic and a free society, in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal to which I'm prepared to die. There is a word in South Africa, Ubuntu, a word that captures Mandela's greatest gift, his recognition that we are all bound together in ways that are invisible to the eye, that there is a oneness to humanity, that we achieve ourselves by sharing ourselves with others and caring for those around us. We can never know how much of this sense was innate to him, or how much was shaped in a dark and solitary cell. But we remember the gestures, large and small, that reveal the depth of his empathy and his understanding. He not only embodied Ubuntu, he taught millions to find that truth within themselves. So this is an extract from a tribute given by President Obama at the Mandela Memorial in South Africa. So if we could take 3 minutes of silence on this moment.
Closer to home, right here in Amherst, we also have heroes. We have those who have had, with their courage and their vision, have fought against racism and have suffered for it and lived for it. And I'd like to pay tribute to just one of the Freedom Riders, Jean Denton Thomas, was born in Louisiana, and before the age of 20, she was active in the in CORE, and the Congress for Racial Equality, and she joined the Freedom Riders, and of course CORE was the major force behind the Freedom Rider, and was arrested in a trailway station in 1961, and after getting bailed out, there she is. She, along with many others, really suffered, but really continued and persevered. And Jean continued. She, after bailing out of jail in Jackson, she returned to New Orleans and trained Freedom Riders to go into Jackson. And she continued to do sit-ins and picketing for several years and civil rights work elsewhere in the South, including Canton, Mississippi, after Medgar Evers was murdered, and in North Carolina. Jean moved to New York City in the mid-60s, and she continued to work with the local CORE chapters and into the late 60s. She was involved in Civil War, civil rights, anti-war, and feminist efforts in Berkeley and San Francisco. And Jean now lives right here, and Jean, please. Citizens for Race Amity now, and continues that good work. So, thanks. Now a big hand for the Amherst Choir, and we're going to have a couple of songs and then turn it over to Barbara Love. You want that pushed back? Let's see if we can do this.
This is a song, I don't know if you were at the Martin Luther King breakfast, but Dr. Nzamo Mangaliso spoke about what this means. And it was a song that was sung often when people were condemned to death. And they said, what have we done? Is the word, what have we done? It's a rhetorical question because they haven't done anything. but sentenced to death anyway, they went bravely and they sang this song, Senzena, understanding the righteousness of their cause. I imagine that Nelson Mandela had that song in his heart. Today we're singing.
One second.
The Green Book? Yes. Wonderful, but it's my husband's book.
The beginning, please.
Turn it up a little bit. I need you. You need me. All apart. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Look at your neighbor and say you're important. You are important to me. I need you to survive. One more time. It's a meditation, really. I need you. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Look at your neighbor and say you are important. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth.
What a fun song to get us started. Wow. Barbara Love, Professor Emeritus at the Social Justice section of the School of Education at UMass, and a speaker, a presenter, a facilitator in this country and abroad in school systems. Barbara was the chair of the Amherst School Board at one point. She has a lot of deep knowledge of the issues of dealing with getting people together and healing racism. And that is our theme. And I'm going to just call on you, Barbara, and let's get started.
Thank you, Ash, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you and to have our minds together on race amity. It is not for no reason that my name is Barbara. Thank you, Ray, for that passionate appeal for race amity, for people to develop relationships with each other, for people to develop friendships with each other across these presumptions of racial boundaries. It is important for us for a whole bunch of reasons, and one of the reasons that it is particularly significant in the present moment is because the more we develop race amity, the less likely it is that we can legislate stand your ground. There is one reason that a jury would have trouble finding a man guilty who gets out of his car and shoots point blank. All right.
Yeah. I don't
And
think she
shoots
needs it.
point blank into a car, wounding 3 people and killing another. Why would a jury find it hard to find that person guilty? Because in the state of Florida, they have legislated that it's okay for white people to be scared of black people. That's the bottom line. Was he justifiably afraid for his life?
No.
But that's the issue. And that's why the jury could have difficulty finding him guilty. Because the law says if you are justifiably afraid, then you can shoot. That's what the law says. That's what stand your ground means. And what does it mean? I was listening to a radio program this morning, and a black man who is a professor somewhere in his suit says, standing on the streets in New York, white people pass by me and they do this. They are afraid. I'll tell you a little story. I was walking on the track at UMass, just down the street here, around the stadium, last October. And